How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. This podcast is about your journey in music and how you got to where you are now.
Sick. I'm good. I'm good at talking about that.
Right on. I was just watching your covers on Instagram. So good.
Sick. Which one's your favorite?
I'm watching the Headstrong one right now. But my favorite one so far has been the Kurt Cobain or the Smells Like Teen Spirit, and then you did the
Okay.
video for it
Yeah.
on YouTube. And I love the video too because it reminds me of watching it reminds me of like an old skate video with like the fisheye and everything on it. It's sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that was fun. That was
That's
fun.
really, really cool. So, yeah, I was just checking those out right now. But tell me about whereabouts did you grow up?
I grew up in Oregon.
Oregon. Okay. Tell me about that.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in San Diego.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Oregon. Have you ever been to Oregon?
I have not been to Oregon, actually.
It's fucking sick. I love it.
I've heard only good things about Oregon, actually, though.
Yeah. It's just like the most beautiful place on planet Earth. Not even kidding. And yeah, I grew up there, lived there all my life until now. Now I'm in LA, but yeah, I grew up in Oregon, grew up in Eugene. The Teen Spirit video was actually filmed in Eugene at the skate park there, which is like this downtown, this like skate park downtown. It's supposedly like the largest covered skate park in the US.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's not like an indoor art. I don't know if it's considered indoor. I don't know, but like it's supposedly the largest covered one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck that means. But
is it like under a bridge or something like that?
yeah, it's kind of like it's like under a few bridges, under a few freeways, kind of, and like I don't know. There's basketball courts and stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's why I told. Yeah, like the whole skateboarding vibe I got from it, even just from the fisheye and the style footage.
Yeah, dude, we were trying to when I was filming there was a bunch of like kids just like skating and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they all like came up. They all like in the middle of us filming, like all came up and like we're holding out their phones, like they're laughing and like taking Snapchats or whatever. And then I was like, "Yo, you guys want to be in it?" And they all just ran away. Like, that, oh, I don't want to be in it. But like, I was trying to get like, I wanted to get a shot where I was like standing in the middle of like the bowl,
mm-hmm.
and then have everybody like skate around me or some shit like that. But
that would be sick.
But they didn't want to have fun.
They didn't want to be in your video. They're going to be kicking themselves now.
They should be.
Right, exactly. Cool. So grew up in Oregon. Well, how did you get into music?
Well, my mom was a singer.
Oh, cool.
My dad was a drummer, and they met like playing in bands, and they had me, and I'm an only child.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like rejected music for a while growing up, or like, I mean, they never pushed me to do anything, but I never got into music, you know, when I was like super young, even though I could sing and stuff. And
mm-hmm.
I would sing at like the school concerts and shit like that, but I never like dove into music. It was always about like sports growing up.
Sure, you're right.
And then when I was like 13, I picked up the drums and I started playing the drums, and I just realized how fucking good I was immediately at them. And I was like, okay, I'm way better at this than sports. Like I was just like way smaller than everybody, and everybody was like hitting puberty and they all had mustaches and they were strong and shit. I was just like this tiny little like 13-year-old kid. So I'm just like, okay, maybe I should just like try music out, you know, instead.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting that you said that you could sing, like that you would sing in the concert, like school concerts and stuff, but you weren't interested. They just knew that you were that good. They're like, we'll have him sing.
Yeah, I mean, like I knew I liked singing, you know, and I knew I was like good. I knew I could sing, like I had, you know, and like I knew I could do all that stuff, but I don't know. I just didn't really like. I don't know. I was young. I was
it just wasn't your thing.
I just wasn't thinking about it. But
right.
When I got to like the age of 13 and I started picking up the drums, I was kind of like just teaching myself and having my dad show me like how to do some stuff, set it up in the living room. And then like a year after I started learning, I went to this like rock band camp at the Factory, which was part of Guitar Center basically. And it was like their lesson like program thing, but they had summer camps that you do. where they put you in bands and then you learn like 3 songs from a list, and then you like perform them at the end of the week.
Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah,
they
and
set
so
you up
like
with like one of you would be playing bass, drums, etc., and then you'd pick a song and play it at the end, like as a
so like
concert.
I entered as like a drummer, you know, and then they would like test me out or test all the kids out and then try to pair you up with other kids who are like your same skill level, essentially,
Right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then that first day was like my like light bulb moment of like, oh shit, I want to do this for like the rest of my life, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just like had so much fun at that first day. And when my mom picked me up, I was like, okay, it's all I want to do. Like, this is it. So they line me up every week. And then that's where I basically did that for like 2 years, those camps. And like, that's where I developed my like fundamental like music skill, you know,
Right.
and
Sure.
like ability to perform and play and like also just like cover songs and like think creatively about how to do a cover song like in my own way or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to drum and sing at the same time there.
So that I was going to ask you that. So you went in as a drummer, but obviously you could sing really well as well. And I know a lot of musicians like you that are just super talented, where you can do like Paul McCartney, where he's better than everyone else in the band at everything. Like, I feel like if you enter that and you're the best singer and drummer, like, what do? They make you do both?
That's what I did.
Yeah.
So I learned how to drum and sing there, and then that just kind of led to my first band being formed, which was like from some of the kids I had met there, like some of the friends I had met there. And we made this band called Audiophobia, which was a metal band. And then I did the whole metal band thing for, you know,
drummer and singer at the same time for that band as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And we had like a front man though who was like doing the screaming.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't do everything, you know. I sang the hooks, you know.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I was gonna ask if it was like a melodic band or you because you could sing, or if you were trying to just scream the whole time. But having a frontman, that makes sense. Like a Treyu kind of.
It was like it was a blend, you know.
Yeah,
like,
that's rad. And what did you guys do? Was that in high school, or were you out of high school at this point?
Yeah. That was like my entire high school experience was like that band, you know. Like we did really well. Like we were pulling like 200 or 300 kids to every show, and like we were building a nice little space, and just like, you know, it was like going well. And I thought that was my fucking path. Like we're gonna get signed, and I'm gonna do a little band thing, and then everybody went off to college, except for me, because you know I like knew I wanted to just do music, and I had already made the decision. I was like really lucky to be one of those people that just knew what they wanted to do with life from an early enough age. And so I had it made up, and I knew I would just waste time and money like going to college.
Yeah.
So I didn't. But yeah, then the band, you know, like we all parted ways because everybody left. And then I linked up with a buddy of mine that I knew that he knew how to work Ableton.
Okay.
And I just started like making songs with him. So we started making like shitty EDM songs, like pop songs and stuff, and like, you know, trying to figure it out, I guess, like trying to do it. And then that kind of led me to like learning how to produce on my own and taking trips to LA and like, you know, kind of linking up with people here and just like very slowly developing my skills and just figuring out who the fuck I am, like as an artist. And and like I'm 24 now, and that was like, you know, when I was 18 or 19. So it's taken me like honestly 5 solid years to like really figure it out, you know. But I feel like this year I finally landed at a place where like I just get like all the light bulbs clicked all at once.
That's cool. Like, well, so that band, I want to go back a little bit. That the high school band disbanded, and then, like you said, you had a pretty big fan base. Were you only playing like around your, you know, area, like Eugene area? Okay.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff in Southern Oregon actually, which was It was like a few hours south of where Eugene was, but that was like where everybody was just like, that's where the scene, quote unquote, was like the best.
Okay.
It was like smaller towns and nobody had anything to do. there besides besides go to shows and shit. And then we kind of got like taken under, we kind of linked up with some like older bands and stuff that had been, working the Southern Oregon music scene, and they kind of like took us under their wing and like kind of gave us their fan base sort of, and then like we just all started, it was just like a community thing, we just all started playing together and all that shit.
That's rad. That's rad. And then you found your buddy that you were doing the stuff on Ableton. And how did you get down to LA? Was that something that was doing something and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to move to LA to really push it? Or did the other guy that you're working with just go do the same thing?
No, I literally just moved to LA. Like,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a brand new thing. It's basically, I actually never really liked the idea of like living in LA. I was just like, I don't know if it's like for me, to like just do the whole LA thing. But like all this shit has happened over the past couple months, and I don't know, life changes, I guess. And then you have new opportunities come up and whatever. And so that's why I'm here, But I started like just taking trips, like driving down to LA, like, I don't know, 3 years ago or something like that. 3 years ago, I started driving down and just like trying to work with whoever would work with me, because I wasn't like, I was just teaching myself how to produce. I knew like, I knew I had like the music skills and like the brain to like, to make incredible shit, but I didn't have like the software skills or like the engineering skills or anything like that to like put it all together. So I knew I needed to like link up with some good producers who could like help me, with my vision sort of. And so I just started trying to work with whoever would work with me down here, and, met a handful of people. And then I met my current like best friend and co-producer. His name is Sako. And I met him like a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now. And meeting him, he kind of like became a mentor to me, and like meeting him just really like helped me take everything to like the next level,
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was going to say, like, how did you get into those early sessions in LA? Like, you were driving down to LA. You obviously, I'm sure you had a plan. Like, you were like, all right, I'm going to just get in the car, drive 10 hours and knock on a door of a studio.
Well, yeah, like my manager at the time, I had a manager for like the first part of my career.
And how did you find this manager, if you don't mind me asking?
What's that?
How did you find the manager, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I did a vocal I was doing like a lot of features on EDM songs and stuff, and just top lines for just like, DJs and shit.
Yeah.
This one song I did, this guy was managing the artist I did it for, and heard my voice and writing, I guess, and was like, oh, like, I want to learn more about you. So we started talking, and then, and then he signed me. But
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then he kind of like, he wasn't living in LA or anything, but, he was relatively connected in that world, and kind of, get me in the room with like a few people here, a few people there, whatever. It was nothing crazy. I kind of found a couple people that I liked, I became friends with really quickly, just a couple of stuff. And then just like, I would just come down and stay with them, like at the house and shit. And, but like, to be honest, we never really did anything that stuck too much. It was just like, we put out a couple songs, we made a couple things together, and wrote a couple things together, but nothing ever like fully went the distance or anything like that. And then that's when I kind of took a break from going to LA and just kind of hunkered down in my room and was just like, okay, I'm just going to spend like the next year just like fully teaching myself how to produce in and out and like getting really good at it. Just like, I just realized that nobody was going to be able to help me make the music I wanted to make. That wasn't me, like, fuck, nobody can do it for you. So I was just like, all right, I'm just going to like figure it out. And just like, I don't care how long it takes, like whatever, I'm going to sacrifice a year of my life or something to learning this, but like, it'll be worth it if I just figure it out.
Right.
So I basically hunkered down, like, essentially like took a hiatus off of trying to, do anything, whatever, like really anything or anything like that. And nothing I had released thus far had done anything crazy. I got like a million streams on something, you know, and then
That's massive. I didn't really do something that did much.
no, it wasn't.
You know, like a million streams.
No, but the thing is, here's the thing. It's actually not, because like, at least it wasn't for me. And I think there's like different circumstances for like how people get streams and like what that can turn into. Like if I post something on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and it goes like organically viral or something like that, and then my song from it gets 1 million real life people to go like click on the link and listen to it, that's pretty valuable. Like that's huge. That's gonna like a lot of things. But like the streams I was getting from this old stuff was like from YouTube channels that would like post my song, and like they would have all their subscribers. Like it wasn't really like real like super fans or anything like that, like latching onto the music. It was more just like playlist fodder or something like that. It wasn't translating into like a real fan base or anything like that.
Yeah, because it was smaller groups of people with bigger fan bases were sharing it out. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yes, exactly. It was just like YouTube channels. Like in the EDM world, it was this big thing to have like YouTube channels that just post a bunch of music and stuff, and they'd have millions of subscribers. And like, oh, if you get your song on there, then you'd get like a lot of exposure, you know, quote unquote. But like, it doesn't really matter, because 99% of the time, all the people that are following those channels, you know, they're not converting into like real life fans of you. They're just following the channel because it's essentially like a playlist or something of music that's cool, you know, to them. So it's just like, it wasn't really converting to real fans. So I didn't have a problem taking like a year off or whatever, because I didn't have a fan base or anything. So it's like, all right, I'm basically just gonna, you know, hunker down and like teach myself how to do this shit, and then just come back like with a vengeance, you know? And then the first thing that I posted was this cover of me and my mom, like singing The Box after I'd like come back.
Oh, you and your mom on the same. That's awesome.
Yeah, me and my mom. And then that was in like February or like January of 2020, and that went like super viral. So it got on like, you know, World Star and Complex, and like everybody, and it, you know, did the rounds all over Twitter, did the rounds on TikTok, just did the rounds everywhere, you know? And then that was kind of like the first little like bump in momentum I had, where I was like, ooh, okay, you know, something happened there.
Yeah.
Right? Something started moving or whatever. And then I started, I kind of linked back up with my buddy Saka, who I mentioned earlier.
And
we kind of like reconnected and was like, okay, you know, we got a little bit of momentum on social media. I have like a few thousand followers now. Like, let's start making a bunch of music, and like, let's start, you know, working on this shit together. And like, let's, you know, you've learned a lot. You figured out your brand. You figured out your sound. Like, kind of came to a realization about all of it. And like, finally, my skills had, you know, reached the point of where I knew I wanted what I always wanted my music to sound like, you know, just, and finally matched up. And then I basically was like, okay, let's hit it. So we started making a bunch of tracks. I started trying on TikTok and stuff, and like trying to post there or whatever. But then it kind of, everything just kind of fell flat again after the box went viral.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, it just wasn't working. And then I was like, I just kind of fell off on TikTok, didn't have anything going on. I was like trying to post, but like every video was flopping. Every video was getting like 1,000 views. It was just like, fuck, oh my God, so annoying. But all the while we were like establishing this catalog of like really good music that we were sitting on. And I was like excited about that, but just like the whole social media game wasn't just like working really in my favor. And so then it was kind of like the last ditch effort was the damn TikTok I posted.
Oh, okay.
And it just happened to be, you know, I just hit the nail on the head with that one. Yeah, I tried like a little different format, and like obviously the banjo beat was like making its rounds on TikTok, and I was like, okay, you know, what would happen if I just like wrote a song to it and just like posted it? What happened? So I did. filmed myself recording it, you know, and then just posted it, and it got like 6 million hits. fucking blew up, and I was like, oh shit. And this was like so different than like the moment of me and my mom going viral, because that shit was like, I love my mom, but like that was about my mom, you know,
Right.
like it went viral. I mean, it was good. Like we sounded good and everything, but it went viral because an old lady was singing the box. Like that's why,
yeah, that's awesome.
That's why it went viral, you know? And
but so this one was it was you. Yeah, this is all you. And
this one was different. And I felt the difference because I got like within that first couple days, I went up like 200,000 followers or something on TikTok.
That's
just from
crazy.
Just from that one video. And I was like, okay, this is different. You know what I mean? Like this is like, I've struck a nerve here or something. Like I just like kind of realized what had happened. So then I started making more content like that, kept posting, kept, you know, putting my own spin on things, started posting my original song ideas, you know, just like taking that format and just like rinsing and repeating it, and just build the following, you know, up to where it's at now. Then we dropped Damn, and you know, everything's just exploded and come together in like the past 2 months. But you know, that's what it looks like. But you've been
working your ass off for over 5 years at it.
Yeah, I've been taking music like very seriously. Like I was like 15 years old thinking that I should be signed to a record label already. With a metal band, I was like, we're so good, like I can do it and whatever. And so it's like in my head, like I should have been signed 10 years ago. Or
but that's the mentality you need, right? You have to, like, if you're like, maybe I'll get signed, you probably wouldn't.
No, and like I always knew that I would make it work. I always knew like I was gonna do it. I always knew, okay, I'm gonna have a career in music. I'm gonna do something. Like I know that I'm gonna do something in it, and I know I'm gonna succeed with it because I just like didn't have a plan B yet. I was like, no, this is what I'm doing, and like that's it.
Right.
So I knew I was gonna make it happen, but I just like honestly, it's taken. I mean, I'm still like, you know, I'm basically in the very like baby stages still of like where it's going to be in like years from now.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm set up now in a pretty big way, obviously, and like it just it has taken longer than I ever fucking thought it would. For sure.
But your fans, like you said earlier, with the million views on the one song and bigger channels kind of sharing it out, and how it wasn't translating into fans, like your engagement on your social media is nuts. Like I'm looking at your Instagram, and I'll interview people and they'll have like 90,000 followers, and then they'll post a picture and it's been there for 7 days and it'll have like not even 1,000 likes on it. And like all of you post a video and it's like, it goes crazy no matter what. Like,
yeah, it's pretty wild, dude.
Yeah, like I mean, you like your followers like truly will go and watch what you do, which is so rad.
Sword gang army.
Right. Yeah, that's so sick.
The Sword gang, dude, they're fucking crazy, man. Like it just, and it's also crazy because like I get blown away by it also because like I really haven't been here that long. Like it just, the fact that everybody's so like, just the DMs I get every day, the comments, just like the love, you know, from everybody. And I've got basically one song out, you know, quote unquote. And, you know, I've only been here for like really a couple months, and everybody's so just like stoked about everything. Like it confirms what I've always thought, which was like, okay, Jeris, like you're special, like, and everybody thinks that, but like, nah, dude, you can do it. Like you're special. And like, it makes me feel fucking special. Like it literally just like, oh fuck. Like all these people like fucking really believe in me, and like, and I believe in me. And I believe like we're going to do some crazy shit. Like I just do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree with you as well. Well, I want to talk to you about Sticks and Stones. Is that a song that came out prior to Damn, or was that newer?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Sticks and Stones is interesting. Sticks and Stones is like 2 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like it's old. It's like, it's kind of like, there's a reason why it sounds so different from Damn, you know?
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
stylistically and like my voice and just everything, just like that was just a song I recorded like 2 years ago.
Wow.
But it's a song I still love. Like it's a song that's like still just like, I guess quote unquote means a lot to me. It's like one of the first songs I made that I was like, really proud of to make. And I was just like, this is like good. I really love this song. And like as an artist, like you get really, at least me, I always get stuck in this cycle of just like I hate everything I release by the time I'm out. I'm just like, oh,
just tired of hearing it.
I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm just like, fuck, this fucking thing sucks. Just like get it out and like be done with it. And then I'm always like, I'm already excited about like the 10 other songs that are newer, that I've made.
Right.
So I'm like, this old one's just like, whatever, just put it out. But that was kind of what this one was, and it got put out. It got put out just like right before all this craziness happened. Like, so I was just like, well, might as well just leave it up, I guess, whatever.
Oh, so you put it out and then right after it was with Damn, and
literally
you're like, I don't really want to go back and pull it off.
I put it out, and then like I think it was like a week or two after I put Sticks and Stones out was when I went viral with the Damn TikTok. So
whoa.
So Sticks and Stones was like my first release of like 2020 that was like, okay, Jeris making like good music again or whatever. Like this is like the new phase or whatever. Even though it was old, I was like, it's still like, it's, it's either never going to come out or it's going to come out right now. So I might as well put it out right now. So that's why I dropped that one. But I just left it up because I was like, everybody's going to be like coming to my shit from Damn, and like, who knows? Like people might hear it and be like, "Whoa!" Like this is like way different, but I like it. So like I'm intrigued or something,
Right, and it gives something else, people to listen to. Like, oh, like I really love this song. I want to check out this other one, even though it's different, but it's still you.
Yeah, I mean, it's still me. Just it was me back then,
Right?
Just like me back then, but whatever. Yeah, it's just gonna exist for what it is.
For what it is, I love it, and I love that you have Chad Kroeger from Nickelback on your song. And tell me about this, how this all happened, and then I'm gonna okay, go ahead.
All right, I'll tell you how it happened. So basically, like, what's the funny thing about like going viral and shit is that everybody tells you who you remind them of. You're like,
oh sure, like you sound like blah blah blah.
Yeah, you sound like this, or you look like this, or whatever. I'm like, I had never once in my life thought that I looked or sounded like Chad Kroeger in any fucking way at all. But when I posted the Damn TikTok, literally a million comments were like, Nickelback, Chad Kroeger, like blah, 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 all that shit. And that gave me the idea. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. Like,
it's really funny.
Could you imagine if like I got Nickelback to feature on mix? Like, wouldn't that be fucking crazy? So basically I was just like, all right, I gotta like make this happen. I originally, what I really wanted to do, I originally wanted to get like fucking like I wanted to get Nickelback and like Post Malone or something like that. Like I wanted to make it like a huge thing,
right?
Which what I'm new here, so it's like I don't exactly have the leverage to fucking do that.
So, but you got Nickelback on it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, let's just say that without giving away too much of the magic.
Okay.
Let's just say that like going viral and just like building a following this quickly and just getting the eyeballs and the attention opens up a lot of doors, and like opens up a lot of conversations like with a lot of different people, and it just made it possible so that could happen. What I mean?
I love the video that you did though. It like you have your phone and it like you're like texting him. You're like, can you want to drop a verse? And then it's like he's responding back, and then like immediately he has like his verse like done and recorded.
It's just and it's like mixed and mastered and shit.
Right, it's all perfect when he sends it back. Dude, when I saw that you had him, I'm like, is he joking? Like, is this real? And because there's that internet stigma about Nickelback, you know, they're the worst band ever, and this, that, and the other thing. And when I saw that you actually have them on there, I was like, this is the most punk rock thing I've ever seen, ever.
Dude, they're one of, I mean, honestly, I don't even think anybody thinks that. I think it's just a meme, you know, like,
right.
Nickelback, like, dude, they're like one of the only bands ever, or like artists ever, to go multi-diamond or something like that. Like,
are they really? Yeah, they have.
Like, there's only like 20 total, and it's like Taylor Swift, Michael
Jackson,
yeah, like
Beatles,
all that,
yeah,
Beatles, like all that shit. And Nickelback is one of those artists, and they're dude. They have such heaters, bro. They have smash hit songs, and like,
yeah,
and that's that era of music to me. That just like that mid 2000s, like alternative rock, hard rock, like whatever. Just that whole era. For one, that was like the coolest like music. That was like the top charting music for a while. Like, that era of music. And that to me is just like a thing that's like completely been forgotten about or something. And like, that's what I grew up on 100%, was like that era of music. Like, that's what I loved growing up. So it's just like, I just thought it'd be cool to like, you know, kind of, I don't know, bring that back in like a modern way, and just like prayed to God that like he would be down to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And he did, and he fucking killed it, dude. He went off.
It's
off.
So good.
And like, when I got the vocals back, I was just like, I can't believe this is real. And you know, that's kind of the whole idea behind the Papa Roach thing too, which I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I saw that you did Last Resort. I just watched the Instagram thing. I don't know the story behind it.
Okay, so basically, I did the cover of Last Resort, or the remix, whatever you want to call it. Did that version, and that made its way to Papa Roach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I got invited to go hang out with them in the studio. So, of course I did.
Right.
But I went and hung out with them, and those guys are incredible. Like, just the dopest guys, like, so cool, so nice. And Jacoby, the singer.
Yeah. I heard he's awesome. I've never met him, but I heard he's like one of the coolest people.
Amazing. Yeah, he's awesome. He's like Uncle Jacoby now to me.
That's rad.
And we just started connecting and just like hanging out there. And then they were kind of like, yo, you know, like, should we release this together? Like, should we like do this thing together? And I was like, you know, I'm fucking down to do it. Like,
of course.
Down. And everybody, I mean, every comment, you know, after it went viral, was just like, drop Last Resort. I get DMs every day about it still. So we got to work in the studio, started working on it all together. I started like producing it with my buddy Sacco, and, you know, we recorded all the new vocals, recorded the new verses, you know, just like started hitting it. And that's coming out in January. So
sick.
That's another thing that I just like feel like there's this just magic like wave that's about to happen that I'm like starting, that's just like, you know, everybody's tapped into like the whole emo thing, you know?
And that's
like,
where I grew. That's my generation. And I thought that was funny to see it kind of like do that comeback moment. I'm like, oh yeah, I get it.
It's whatever. But, you know, to me, it's like, a lot of it is just like, it's just a play on nostalgia, you know?
Right. And
it's not pushing anything forward at all. It's not going to the fucking future.
No, definitely not.
That's where I want to take like rock music and like I want to make it like the coolest fucking genre again, because it's been stuck in the mud for years. You know, it's just been stuck with old man drums and guitar, and nobody cares, and it's fallen out of the mainstream like consciousness, and it's just not cool anymore.
Right. And I feel like the only bands that are cool are the only one are the few from the 90s that survived, you know, like Foo Fighters or like Green Day or
exactly, just the legends, you know. So it's just, and I want to just push everything to the future, and so like this new version of Last Resort that me and Papa Roach are dropping, to me is like a very forward thinking, like next, like it sounds like it came from 2030. You know what I mean?
I love that.
It sounds like the future to me. it sounds new, and like I love that, and I love that they were fucking down to just like go in on it with me, and I think it's just gonna be special, and I think it's
so rad.
And I think it's gonna help launch this like new wave that I want to fucking make in the music industry in the 2020s. Is like, let's fucking bring back rock, but let's not just bring it back. Let's fucking push it into the future and make it cool as fuck again. Let's make it the coolest shit that every fucking 15-year-old wants to like blast in their room again. You know, like and honestly, I don't even care what you call it. Look, they can invent a new word.
A new genre. Yeah.
It doesn't even fucking matter. Whatever. But like that's just what I am like the most passionate about, is just like I want to make the next shit. I want to make the next, like, you know, I want to make shit that only sounds like it came from the future.
I love that. And that's so rad that and I think the way you're doing is brilliant. I mean, pulling songs like Last Resort was like one of the biggest songs of, you know, the year
Ever.
I mean, it's huge. Ever.
Yeah.
You hear that guitar part and everybody knows. Oh, that's Papa Roach, you know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's a legendary song, and it's just like, honestly, I had like a mini like panic attack when I realized that I had the weight and responsibility of remaking one of the most impactful like songs of a generation of music, you know? And I'm like, holy shit, out of all of the people on planet Earth, like this is on my shoulders or something, you know? Like, oh man. So like when I was like trying to finish the song, and me and my buddy Taco were, you know, getting together and trying to finish it, we were all working together on it, was just like, it was kind of like a war, to be honest, like to figure out how to like pay homage to the song in like the best way possible and like respect where it came from, but also like push the boundaries and make it sound like something you've never heard before.
Yeah.
Like this was a challenging obstacle, and it was like scary because you're like, fuck, if we screw this up, like, damn, that's gonna suck. Like
and not only that, you have to like, you're working with the guys in Papa Roach, so they could be like at any moment like, yeah, I don't really like where this is headed, you know.
Yeah.
What I mean? Pull the plug on it.
Luckily, I think we all nailed it, and everybody on each team is like so stoked about it. Like everybody is like in love with it. There's like a magic to this song. I know I'm like hyping the fuck out of it right now.
Oh, but all your other stuff's so sick, so I believe you.
But like, dude, there's just like a magic about this like Last Resort song. I'm just like, man, I just cannot wait to drop it. I'm so excited.
That is awesome. And you said it's coming out next month?
Yeah.
Awesome. What about like, I don't know if you can even talk about this or if it's a thing, but like, obviously with the TikTok success and having songs go viral and the success of Damn, since it happened, you know, not that long ago, were record labels like hitting you up constantly, like right after it started going viral? Was it like that, like an overwhelming moment of people from the industry like attacking you?
Yeah, no, you read my, you must have been there.
I was one of the people. No, just kidding.
No, yeah, it was crazy. It was like, well, it was weird because it was like I dropped the Damn TikTok and it went viral, and then like nothing happened or whatever, and I was like growing following. Like I've gotten to like 500,000 followers, and I was like, it's still not getting any calls or anything, and I was kind of like, interesting. Like I would have expected actually by now to like be getting people to be hitting me up.
Yeah.
And then I dropped the full song like 3 weeks after the original one went viral. I dropped the full song, and the day I dropped it, every fucking buddy hit me up. Every label, every manager, every human being in the music industry called my number that exact day. So it was kind of like everybody was like watching or something, you know? And just, I was like, for real, I guess.
They're waiting, like, is this guy, what's his deal?
Yeah, like a TikTok kid, or is he like an artist, or what's the deal there? As soon as I dropped the full song and like actually put it up, like that was when all the shit like hit the fan, you know.
How overwhelming was that?
I mean, it was overwhelming, but like it was like I almost couldn't let it be overwhelming, because like I had to tell myself like, okay, Jeris, like this is exactly what you knew would happen to you. Like, it's like, it shouldn't be a surprise. It shouldn't be overwhelming.
You knew this was going to happen since you were 13 and playing drums.
Just like, just, go with it. Like, just this is your life. Like, this was meant to be. So it's just like normal, just tell yourself. So I just like kind of telling myself it was normal, I guess,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just so I like, freak out about it.
Uh-huh. But yeah, geez, man. That's I kind of figured that would be the case where when it's like the labels know, like when it hits a certain threshold, they like get an email or something like contact this kid.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. It's actually pretty crazy. Like just the way the music industry works. I'm like, how much everybody knows. It's like the smallest world in the world. Like everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows this artist and that thing, and everybody's talking, and everybody's, it's like it's funny, man. It's like a really weird like thing.
Yeah. Well, after this, the Last Resort cover, do you have like, more? I mean, I'm sure you do have more music to put out.
Oh yeah.
Is there like a plan for like how you're gonna roll it out? There's like an EP works.
Yes, and yes.
Okay.
I'm kind of like, well, I don't know what I can say yet, to be honest.
Right. That's what I did. I didn't know how far you could go down the rabbit hole, but
I'm dropping, along with Last Resort, there will be, let's say within that time period of dropping Last Resort, there will be a good amount of like new music from me. Cool. And then also just in the meantime, I'm like working on an album. Like, so I'm kind of like, I'm going to drop an EP and then I'm going to, maybe have a single here and there. And then all in the meantime, I've been like, working on this like debut album kind of ever since I went viral and just like chipping away at it slowly. And it's just like, that's kind of like the long-term thing. And I want to drop that. I'll drop it next year. I don't know when next year, but like, but I'm gonna get some shit out for fans and like for people to like, to have more than just damn to listen to.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you still have your covers that you're doing.
At least I never put those on Spotify or anything.
Right. That's true. They're just the TikTok or on Instagram and stuff. Yeah. Body Hits the Floor, I saw, was the most recent one.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
How do you decide on where you're gonna go with it? Just random?
Well, it depends. Like sometimes some of them that you'll see like the comments there, and it's like, like people commented on TikTok or something, and then like, it'll get a shit ton of likes, and then I'll just go, okay, that's clever. Like I'll do that one.
Oh, that's cool.
Or other half the time it's just like an idea I had, and I'll just be like, okay, I kind of just feel like doing this song, and I'll just do it.
That's cool. Yeah, I love it, dude. I love what you're doing. It's so awesome, and of course, Damn is a killer, and I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear this Last Resort cover, dude. I'm super excited. So
I'm excited too.
Cool. Thank you, Jeris. Dude, thanks so much for talking with me today. You've been awesome. I really, really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's fun. It's fun for me to like, you caught me super early when I've, not really. Did I go away?
You're back. You went away for half a second.
Sorry, me too. I was gonna say you caught me really early, and it's fun because like, I'm just like, I've never done interviews, I've never done anything, so it's just like, it's great.
Is this the first podcast you've done?
No, I've done one other one. I did one. I know. Sorry, you almost got the first one. I did one like 2 days ago. So
it's all good.
So if we had scheduled it earlier, you would have been first. But
I'm just kidding, man.
But yeah, dude, it's an honor. Like it's fun, and it's just fun for me to like start talking and just, I don't know, get my story out there, quote unquote.
No, I love it. So cool, man. Well, I have one more question for you. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
Yeah. It's funny because like I still feel like I'm an aspiring artist. So like it's funny to like be asked that question, but I mean like honestly, like especially with the world as it's been in 2020, like you have to play the internet game. Like whether it's TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, like get creative and like put yourself out there and like get people's attention on the internet somehow. Like, whether it's with your amazing voice or whatever, like literally whatever your angle is or whatever your thing is, whatever your art is, just get it out there on the internet and play the fucking internet game. Because like, honestly, my life has completely changed in like 2 months because of TikTok, literally. Hate to say it, but like, it's true. Like, it literally, you know, and obviously it's like, I've been building a catalog. I've been doing this for years. Like, I've been plotting and planning this out. And like, TikTok is just a tool that I use to get there. But like, dude, seriously, like the world is like the artist's oyster right now. And just like, everybody's on the internet with fuck all to do. So like, people are just begging to be entertained and like get their mind off of all the bullshit. So just like, you know, play the game. Play the internet game and see if you can win. Bring it back.